So now we have both of the pieces, like this piece, the testing piece that we made on camera just now finished, and it's still not completely dry. It takes like few days or up to a week to dry. You want to set it under like a heavy book, like a big heavy book on the, you want to like under it on a flat surface like a table is the best, and you want to do like just let the big book sit on it like for a week, and after a week it will completely dry and it will be very not flexible, like it's very stiff to bend, and it's very hard, it's very dense inside. Like this is just freshly made, and you can still hear like inside is wet. You can hear the difference. You can hear like this is like very hardened already inside like a wood, and this is like if you wet, like if you soak the wood, yeah, you can hear it's like very soft, and it's actually the same thickness. Like this is very soft, like I don't want to bend it because it might mess up the glue, but it's just very easy to bend, and this one is legit, you know. And then now I will show you how I make the holes. Actually we for the Balisong you can see the thickness of this handle, like piece, like just this piece, okay, just this piece, like it's actually the twice of this. You can't really see it, but it's actually the twice, so you need this is the like a little bit less than this, okay, it's not very that thick. It's not this thick actually. Yeah, it's, you can compare it like just 2 to 3 more layers or 4 more layers to this, like you just like 2 to 4 more layers and you get this thickness. Like this is already okay, this thickness is okay already, okay, this is already hard enough, but if you want you can be like me, like 3 to 4 layers more, so you get something even more solid, because now it's a big piece. Of course, if you cut it like into thin strip like this, I think it will be a big difference. And then for the wall inside, it's just pretty much the same. The wall is as same as this handle. The width, like the thickness of this is the same as this, okay. I will not say a lot about the blade, but now we will learn how to make the holes, okay. I'll just demonstrate on this, okay. This is a little bit more thin than the handle, but you can still make a hole through. If it's like twice the thickness, you can still make the hole, but it's just going to take a little bit more time. So now I'm going to show you how I make the holes. So after you draw out where the hole you want it to be, like if the hole is a circle, like I'll cut all the extra layers out, okay. I don't want stuff to be very messy, okay. These are the extra layers. I don't want like they stick out. You probably want to trim them, yeah, so you can see it's very thick. Okay, yeah, you when I actually make the hole before I cut it to round. It's actually like cornered, like just a square like the bottom. I recommend to make the hole before you cut it to circle, like to a circle shape, because if it's like this cord like with edges, it's not going to turn around, you know, it's going to block each other. So you want to make it circular, like a circle, so it just moves freely. And then you don't want to cut it too near to the edge, because if you cut it too near to the edge, it's going to be just a thin place to support it, like a very small piece to um, hold the stuff together. Because actually this place have to be very tough to hold all the stuff when you're spinning. So you probably want to cut it around here, okay, not too far from this, but not too near, because it will you just don't want to be too near to the end, or it will be very weak. This is logic, right? If you are in the middle here, it will be very strong, but what we want is like almost at the edge, so we will do something at here. So I don't have a pen or anything to mark out, okay? After you mark out where your hole want to be, you take a pin, and then you set it, okay, you set it like the place where you want to make the hole. You set the pin there, and you want to push it through. Actually knocked it through, you can't push it, it's just too hard. Okay, you will knock it through. If I'm really making it, I don't know how I should get through this, but it's very hard. Okay, if really I won't do this, because this is going to ruin the paper. Yeah, we will use a pin to do this. Like, we want to make the hole first, so with the hole it's much easier to work. Later with the hole, I don't think we will use the blade to make the hole. It's not good, it's just not good. It will rip all the paper. Okay, we want to have something, circle, like a sphere, to make a tunnel, not something like this, a flat one. So a half circle is fine, but I'll just go with the half circle because it feels sharper and it's faster. So now we have the hole. With the hole it's like 5 times easier and faster. And then you just want to start to slowly make your way through. You can't really see on camera because my hand is totally blocking it. Yeah, you see it's coming off. Actually, I think we need to super glue. The thing I forgot to mention the whole time is actually super glue. Yeah, the super glue, like those which hardens after it dries. Like, it dries very fast, like instant bond. And after it dries, it becomes very very hard, turns the paper into plastic, even more plastic. Like, the whole place here is actually super glue coated. So you want to super glue, you want to apply them around here. You want to buy it from Daiso, the 5 ringgit Japanese shop, because it has a brush and you can brush it. It's just way better, because if as I start doing this, the stuff is starting to come off. So I think it's like better to do it after it dries, like after 1 week. But this is just a tutorial. I will just show you how I do it. So you just slowly cut your way through. I think it's better than a drill, to be honest. Like, you can still adjust when you need. You want to make a hole, like at least something fits in. Like, if you are using a cotton bud, make sure it sticks in it. It's a bit stiff, but you want to adjust it like it can move freely, not too big, not too small. And then you want to do half this side, half the other side, of course. There are a lot of small things that you have to pay attention about. They may be like very small, but they affects the stuff, your project a lot. Okay, so now we have a nice clean hole. Yeah, I don't think this is actually be able to fit through, but you can. Yeah, it fits through. Yeah, you see, we didn't damage the paper, but if I really make it, before I start drilling, I will put the super glue on the surface, so it turns the surface into very crispy. And then I'll try to zoom in for you to see the hole. Yeah, so this is the hole, and then you will have some stuff coming out, like a bit taller, because you drill it, it starts to rise up like a mountain. And then you use your knife and you just trim it off. You can trim it off easily. I can't really focus. Yeah, you can see the stuff like they build up. You can just cut it off, use a blade. Yeah, if with the super glue it becomes very crispy and it's very easy to cut, but now it's just it's like very paperish, it's very hard to cut. So yeah, so I think this is where my tutorial ends. Like, this is actually all the things you need to know about how to make the balisong. I teach you the blueprint and the paper and how to make the holes. These are just a few things you want to know how to make the balisong. And then make sure you use a metal ruler, and then a long one. This is just too short, you want to use a longer one. If you don't have, then it's fine, but make sure it's a metal ruler. And then you want to have something to drill it through. This is like what I recommend, which is very nice. And then the blade should not be like exactly the same as this. We want it to be a bit thinner, so when it closes in, it still have space to move around inside. Hold on. Like when it closes in, it can still come out easily. If you make it like same diameter of the pit here, it was stuck inside there. Okay, so and then making the pivots here, you cut off the cotton bud like you're on a plastic piece, long out a bit, and then you cut a thin strip of A4, soft, because it's soft and easy to work. You don't want to use the cardstock, you use the A4, like a thin strip, long one, and then you apply a bit super glue, and you have the whole thing has to be super glue. Like when you work, you have the super glue at the same time, so it will stick together very nicely. I will zoom in to let you see. So that is just all the stuff I want to say, and you want to learn about how to make the balisong. It's not that hard, but yeah, it does require some hard work, and I hope you understand what I mean in the video, and goodbye.